One of the advantages of having a Latino background is that, and I always think of us in this measure, we have a passion for what we do. Everything that we do comes with a passion. We cannot just not put our heart into what we do. And that's unique to us. I think it's very common for people from Latin America that the more you work on things, the more you get sort of involved with it. I always tell people that the first car I ever had, I always thought of the car that it had a heart, like it felt like part of the family, and it was a car. And when I sold the car, all of a sudden you feel like part of your family is gone. And I think that is very key in everything we do because that develops trust. And in financial markets and in financial institutions, trust is the most difficult thing that people can have. I think part of the values that I find for working at Schwab is that we pay a lot of attention in keeping this trust for our clients. And I always have this rule that says that trust is something that you have to gain every day, and it's very difficult to maintain, but it's very easy to lose. You can lose it in a very, very quick way. So I think the Latinos, we do have an amazing amount of passion that translates into trust. So clients look through our eyes, and I would say 90% of the time when you have somebody with our heritage, they trust you because we have big values in our families, in our friendships, and everything we do, and that is very keen. You actually feel very familiar to a new client, and the client likes what they see. They feel comfortable around you, even just smiling when you shake somebody's hand. I tell people that it took me a while for me not to give a kiss to a girl when I say hi, and it's like, well, I know that in this country it could be a little bit of a problem, but I grew up this way. I grew up saying hi to my mom every day with a kiss in the cheek. And the same thing with every one of the Latino person that I have. But that just gets you a sense of the kind of trust that you want to have in a client. And clients like that. And client loves the fact that you are involved, that you care about what they do, and that we are very detailed about those things. The other value that I think is important for us, and I found that in most people from our heritage, is hard work. We know what is hard. We know that nothing is going to be granted to us, and we are going to work harder, and we're willing to work harder because we know that that's going to be rewarded. And the final piece, which I mentioned it already, is education. We know how difficult it is to get to school. We know how difficult and the sacrifices that families with our heritage have to in order to have the opportunity to go to college. So we value that. And therefore, no matter what it is, no matter if there's no money, people encourage their kids to actually go to school. And I value that as well. So whenever I see anybody from Latin America that is trying to do something in order for them to go to school, I always encourage them and I always try to help because I think that's the key component of what their future success may be.